Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and welcome to 2021. Yay, we made it. Anyway, hopefully this year will go a whole lot better. We'll see what happens. So I hope you guys all have a happy new year. Anyway, so this is going to be my December book haul part 2. I did split it up because I bought so many books in end of November and December that I spent the most in December than I had the rest of the for a lot of the year. Anyway, point is I spent a lot of money. Anyway, so I think I had quite a few books in the last haul. This one's another 10. So these are the ones, this is the last ones I have for 2020 on that list. Anything I get after that again is 2021. So I'm just going to go through them. A few of them are kind of Christmas presents to myself using money I got in certain things, which I'll explain in, but most of them are just again, more books that I wanted. So I did pick up The Bone Readers by Jacob Ross. This is I believe, I wonder if the author is Caribbean, but it takes place on an island in the Caribbean of Camaho? I don't know, but it's a crime one where a detective joins a new squad, and I guess they're an eclectic group, and then he's trying to he wants to solve his mother's murder, and then the head guy wants to solve another cold case, and then there's different people they work with. But it sounds really cool. I saw this on Mel's was it Mel's Martin Photos? I think is her Instagram name now. I'm not quite sure anymore. I'll make sure I link it or write it down below. But she was talking about crime books at one point. I don't know if this was in the Advent one. I know just I ordered it after I read about it, and I thought that sounds really cool. And as I said, it was a different look. I don't read much from the Caribbean, so I thought I'd pick one up for that. So that looked good. I picked up Lark Rise to Candleford by Flora Thompson. So I didn't know anything about this. I think I saw this on Laura at the Book Bubbler, and I then searched for it on eBay and got a copy. So it's not bad. So it's a trilogy of a small, I think it's a town in Oxfordshire. So I think it was published in 1939, 41, and 43, and then the whole thing came out together I think in 45 or so. But I hear they're really good. Again, it's about about 3 communities, like a small village, a hamlet, a nearby village, and a small market town. I think it has to do with all the people in that. And I have no idea beyond that, but I bought it anyway. So this is one I have read. I think this is the only one I've finished. But I finally got a copy of The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This was probably going to be is one of my favorite books this year. It's going to be on my list, I'm pretty sure. But I didn't have a copy of it, so I wanted to make sure I got one, and so I waited for paperback. I didn't want it in hardback. So I've already read this twice this year. So anyway, so this has to do with Linus, and he goes and looks at like our orphanages with children with extraordinary abilities, and he's very much a stickler in a routine kind of thing, and he gets sent to this island on this mission to look at an orphanage with some very special children and their headmaster, and things ensue. And it is, when people talk about it, it's sweet and fun and lovely, and I just love this book. Anyway, so anyway, I got a copy of that. It finally came out in paperback. I also have 2 more of the Bridgerton books. I don't know which is which. I have it in it. It's In His Kiss is one of them, and the other one is When He Was Wicked. So I think the whole series except for one now. I think I'm just missing the very last one. So I figure I have still like 4 of those to read before I get to that one. So I think I'm okay for I didn't find the last one anyway. And then these were I showed these next 3 books in my biggest books on my TBR. They were on those lists. There were Christmas presents technically from my brother. So my brother and I are one of those people who just say, hey, I bought this, so you buy whatever counts for that much money. So of course he bought a video game, and then I bought books. which is pretty typical. He used to get mad at me and make me, I'd have to buy something electronic, but we've gotten to the point we all know my money goes to books. So I splurged and got some really big books. Not that I needed to add more to my TBR. But I got the Life and Fate by Vasily Grossman. This is translated by Robert Chandler. And then the other book, Stalingrad, which is translated by Robert Chandler and Elizabeth Chandler from the Russian. So these are the two big books. I think Life and Fate came out first, but then Stalingrad is technically really the first book you're supposed to read. I'm not sure. I think that's what somebody told me. But these are about World War II, and again from Russia. And as I said, I've heard about them from various channels and on here. So I've been wanting to get them forever, and I spent my Christmas money on those ones. And the other I bought is The Eighth Life. Oh gosh, by Nino Harartashvili. I can't remember how you say that. Anyway, so this was translated from I believe the German. Yeah, by Charlotte Collins and Ruth Martin. So this is following a family, like generations, I think, of a family from Georgia, I believe. And then there you have a like kind of a chocolate recipe, I think, and it's something like that. But I've heard so many good things about this. It's mostly from British booktubers who read it first, and then so I have been coveting it, kind of wanting it for a while. So I spent my Christmas money on this. So another chunkster in my life. And then I also picked up These Truths, A History of the United States by Jill Lepore. I've been watching Kim at the middle of the book March talk about this for months, and I'm just fascinated. And I want to, as I said, I'm very much a history buff. I'm doing my presidential project, which again I will be picking up my next book in that one here pretty soon. But I also am wondering if maybe I should pick this up and this maybe not put this on like my Goodreads like reading. I don't know how I want to do this, because I don't think I'm going to read this all at one time. I think I want to read chunks of it as I read my presidential project. I'm not sure. I don't know if anybody has any ideas about that, because I read, you know, about three books a year for the project, and this book is, I mean, covering the history, so it's going to be, I mean, I don't know how far it goes till, but I don't know. We'll see. So I'm gonna come up with something. I want to start reading this, but I also don't want to read the whole thing. I just want to read it to where I am in my history that I'm reading about the U.S. by the presidents and people who are around the presidency. I'm not sure. Well, there. But I'm really excited to get started on that, because again, it's another project thing, and it's connected to my presidential thing, I think, because of the history. And then the last book is I bought for myself, but it's with money that I got from a relative for Christmas, and I knew I was going to buy books, and I had to get my own copy of Red Comet, The Short Life and Blazing Art of Sylvia Plath by Heather Clark. I am listening to this on audio, and it is fantastic. I took a break off in December, audiobooks just weren't clicking for me, so I'm going to be restarting this in January, here in probably a couple days. Probably when I start commuting again on Monday. But I really want to get back into this. I got about 92 pages in. So, and it's a good, I mean, the book itself is like 1,100 pages, but I think the actual text of the book is like 930, I think. Something close to that. Anyway, I've heard so many good things about this one. And again, I already enjoyed it for the first 100 pages that I read. So I really want to continue reading this. And again, Sylvia Plath is one of those artists that I'm fascinated by, not because of the way she died, but her writing. And I wish I understood poetry better to understand that, but I don't. But I like hearing about her creative beginnings and what she did, because she, again, being someone who writes, I write for fun. I don't write like how she was. It was just more consuming than mine ever has been. So it just she just fascinates me. And I spent my Christmas money on this book. I could have waited for paperback, but I couldn't. And it's so rare for me to buy a hardback, but I had to buy that one. That one I don't regret, because everything I have with her is just, I must have that book. Anyway, so those are all the books that the last of the books that I bought in 2020. I did have one book that I bought that is still in transit, so that'll now go to 2021. It's not a big deal. Again, in 2021, my book buying hopefully is going to be different, at least for, I'm not going to say the whole year I'm going to hold to this, but hopefully the first couple months of the year I can, you know, curb it a little bit better than I have been. I've been pretty free reign. Now that some financial things are a little different, I need to be a little bit more careful with my money, where before I had the money to buy a lot of books. So hoping to do better, but I probably will still have book hauls. I don't think I cannot go on a book buying ban. That it does not work for me. So I will have book hauls. They just hopefully will not be, I hope they'll be like this size or lower. Lower would be better for me, but we will see what happens. So anyway, if you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought or what you think. If you think I should pick up something sooner rather than later, that would be great as well. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.